The death is announced of Mauritius Dorleon, also known as Odo, Leod, Siwo, Ecnoxibat of Lapwet Monripo, whose earthly journey ended on Thursday, 12 March 2020, on his daughter's birthday at his residence. He was 83 years old. He was affectionately known in the Lapwet Monripo, Pasias, Loba, Prale, Malgritude, and Miku communities for his lumbering and fish pot making skills. He was also a knowledgeable farmer and fisher. He was predeceased by his daughter, Agatha Poti Jabatis. Left to mourn his passing and celebrate his life are his wife, Agatha Sonia Dorleon, in Canada. His 11 children, sons, Clifton Dulcie in New York, Venantius Dorleon and Moses Dorleon in Canada, Chad Dorleon Fisher of Lacaille Dennery, Gaius Dorleon of Lapwet Monripo, daughters Ramona Dorleon and Leona Dorleon in Canada, and Celia Chasney of Mayette Gardens, Miku, Claudia Joseph in Florida, Moriah Dorleon, shopkeeper of Lapwet Monripo, Hyacinth Dorleon, consultant of Skills for Youth Employment, Caribbean Program. 25 grandchildren, grandsons, Zephrinus Alfred, Skylar Joseph, and Kim Chasney in the U.S., Chester Jabatis and Joshua Dorleon in Canada, Terry Dorleon, lab technologist at H&L Environmental Services, alternative security firm, Casey Norbert, manager of Tropic Isle Escapade, Jed Fontenelle in Castries, Kyle Tyler Dorleon, soldier in the British Army, Cheville Dorleon, student of John Odlum Secondary School, Ali Norbert, student of Monripo Pasias Combined School. Granddaughters, Melina Jackson and Sasha Chasney in the U.S., Deborah Clesset and Edna Alfred in St. Croix, Rochelle Julius, Kayla Dorleon, Jenny Dorleon, and Mirabella Dorleon in Canada, Crystal and Ashley Dulcie of Yonkers, New York, Chadiana Mosheri of Lapwet Monripo, Aliana Norbert and Chelsea Dorleon, students of Monripo Pasias Combined School, adopted granddaughter Solange Stanislas of Dennery. 15 great-grandchildren, Jairez Gaspar, Yannick Clesset, and Naisha Javis in St. Croix, Danny Dorleon and Wyatt Mosheri of Lapwet Monripo, Zephaniah Alfred, Zania and Zael Romney, Mackenzie and DeQueen Chasney in the USA, Casilia Jabatis and Jaden Jabatis in Canada, Genevieve and Jania Joseph of Florida, Harmony Samuel of Yefo, brother Jerome Roy Pierre in New York, sister Maria Chateau Descartes of Lapwet Monripo, uncles Venter Vasson and Nicole Vasson of Lapwet and their families, aunt Fordenise Peleus of Lapwet and her family, sons-in-law George Chasney of Mayette Gardens, Miku, Matthew Norbert of Lapwet Monripo, daughters-in-law Stephanie Dorleon in Canada, Wilma Dulcie in Yonkers, New York, brothers-in-law Joseph Amab in Florida, McLowens Celestine. Sisters-in-law, Helen Pierre in New York, Anne Norbert in London, Marceline Akin Joseph in St. Croix. Godchildren, Sharon Lubin of Castries, Conte Leon of Vieux. Also left to mourn numerous nieces and nephews, including Vincent Keddy Serrier of Angers, Arnold Sardine Serrier of New York, Bernadette Robinson of La Pointe, Christiana Francis of Canada, Pastor Benjamin Serrier of La Pointe Apostolic Faith Church, John Serrier, Antoine Choidi Serrier, bus driver on the Vieux bus stand, Diana Griffith, nurse of Florida, Juliana Shaw Serrier, and Teresa Shallery of La Pointe, Angela Serrier, acting principal of the Passias Combined School, Marianne Dorleon Wilson of All Nation Bar in Passias, Herbert and Frank Dorleon, Albert George, Cornelius Dorleon, Virgilia Emab, Matre Descartes, Linus Descartes, Frances Harry, Samuel Descartes, Micah Cox of La Pointe Mon Repos, Solomon Descartes, Keane and Anithia Pierre of Canada, Sean Pierre of Mon Repos. Special grandnieces and nephews, Davian Dorleon of Black Bay Vieux, Alexandra Serrier Prosper, lecturer of Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, Ryan Robinson, statistician of the Ministry of Agriculture, Sophia Serrier and Emma Challery of La Pointe, Shannon Emab, manager of Green Spaces, numerous special friends including Simon Belmar Joseph of Lobal, Willibord and Rose Henry of Margaretute Micoud, Josephine Emab in Florida, Simona and Andrew Brown of Boisden Jacmel, Samson Horace Fulgence of Pralet, Miranda James in England, Arson Bicker of Duga Micoud, Lambert Smith of Olio, Cynthia Wilson and Gregory Francis of Passias, Charles William, Mr. Heyman, Tiyut, Kitchener, Louis Norbert, Cecilia Dorleon, Merle and Mervyn Shallery, Thomas and Victorine Leon, Angela Fontenelle, Angeline Norbert, Tilly John of La Pointe, Pastor Nicholson Jean-Baptiste of Vieux, Brother Harlow of Tirocher Micoud, Sister Cuckoo, Cousin Titi of Dennery, Alphonsus Gary Joseph of Micoud, Kenneth Jackson of New York, Catherine Dulcie in the UK, Philma Shallery of Bon Repos, Patterson Abraham of Bobonneau, Benita Polius of Olio, Dennery, Teresa Matre of Carolee, Tutul of Deriso, Chinko of Angers, Colin and Roland Ferdinand of Marguerite. Left to mourn also families and deceased siblings, Signora Tiche, Ma Dorleon, Imelda Simon, Auntie Beulah Gaston, Uncle Fergus Wilson, Marie Rose Alexander, McVeigh Pelleus, Veronica William and their families of Mon Repos, Rani Pelleus of Black Bay and family, Dorleon, Descartes, Pelleus, Vasson, Serrier, Hippolyte, Velino, Shallery, Norbert, Fontenelle, Stephen, and William families of La Pointe, Passias, Marguerite, and Dennery. Members of the La Pointe Apostolic Faith Church, Sister Flore, Beverly, Mana, Pam, Apolli, Marufa, members of the Prale, Dennery, and Meekwood Fisheries Cooperatives, fishermen of Prale, Leo Francis, Philip Francis, Raphael Francis, John Francis, Johnny James, Bernard Francis, Gilson Camille, Vitalis Francis, members of the La Poette Society, the medical and surgical team at St. Jude Hospital, especially Dr. Ravi Chico, Dr. Boston, Albert Challenger, Stephen, Nestor Faisal of Passias. The funeral service for the late Morrisson Dorleon, also known as Odo, Leod, Siwo, Eknoxitab, will be held on Saturday, 11th April 2020 at the Mon Repos Cemetery at 10 a.m. and then the body will be laid to rest at the Mon Repos Cemetery. The family would like to thank all those who would love to attend the funeral, but ask that the COVID-19 protocols regarding mass crowds activities be respected. The body now lies at Lazarus Funeral Home, Udork Road, Vieux. May he rest in peace.